My name is David. I'm roughly 40. I have two kids. I live in the Barnet area. I'm conservative and I'm against grammar schools. I think they will benefit the middle classes and the wealthy, quite simply because to get into these selective schools there'll be an exam, and those who can afford it will tutor, and they will tutor a lot, whatever it takes, and tutoring is expensive, anywhere from I guess 20 if you're lucky, 30 definitely, and I've heard of people paying 50, 60 pounds to get the results which they want. So that will benefit, it doesn't matter what people say, that will benefit more the middle classes and I guess the wealthy than those who are less wealthy. Simple as that. So when you look at the proportions of people who are making through the 11 plus and getting into these schools, it will be unfair. Now, for those who argue that this will not be the only case, there'll be those from less privileged families who make it through, that's correct. There'll be a few, or quite a few, who make it through, and great, they'll be, they'll deserve it, and high achievers, but that still doesn't make it fair, because the selection process is still skewed towards an exam, and that exam preparation is tutoring. And I've had many conversations with people who may not live in the right area to have a school which they particularly like, or they're thinking about private school but don't want to spend the £15,000. There are some selective school options, and they are tutoring. Because for them, if they can get into this great school, they're saving themselves the £15,000 today per year. It will be worth it. So I think it's unfair. And as education is paid by the taxpayer, it's for everybody. And I think it should be uniformly excellent, and at least strive to be so. And that may not be the case now, but we're trying to get there. There's lots of positive things happening in schools. So on this issue of tax, would you, as a taxpayer, want a two-tier health service? I mean, some of you may argue that we do have disparity in the quality of care depending where you live in, but that's not the point. Would you want that to openly exist? Would you want a two-tier police force or fire brigade? The answer is no. It's taxpayers' money. It should be uniformly good and effective for everybody. And the other side of the thing is Britain. Do we really want a return to elitism, a divided society? What happened to this notion of one society? The idea, if your kid doesn't make it into a grammar school, is that it? Is that a social stigma which is going to be with that child into adulthood? Will we have elitism, which probably to a degree still exists, but I like to think it's certainly in this country, and I've lived abroad, I've lived in France, and France elitism is terrible. If you haven't gone to the right school, jobs are closed to you. Now, that may still exist in the UK, but I certainly think there's much greater opportunity spread out evenly in the UK, and that's a fact. So, and next thing, what is smart? What is intelligent? So we will set the criteria through an 11 plus exam, and some people in a room are going to decide what's in that exam. And if they don't pass it, is that it? Okay, there may be opportunity to get into the grammar school somewhere down the line, but our understanding, or what we decide is in that exam, or the way we record intelligence of a child may change in 10 years' time. Does that then make it fair for the generation before? I say no. And also, children develop at different times. So where one may not be showing the aptitude at the time of the 11 plus doesn't mean that child is not harbouring some great skill. Do you want to put all what we think are our best children in one group and then take them out of another? There's an argument that says keeping all these children together, high achievers and slower, not necessarily low achievers, but just slower, is a good environment, and if anything, creates an environment of helping each other out. And schools, you can streamline the schools. I think that's a much better model, where you have sets, where you allow movement within the school, and that's certainly practice, I think, very widely. Competitive streaming. So why is this all happening? Well, it's either I'm conservative, so I'm disappointed to see my party taking this path. Is it because conservatives want to appease what they feel their middle class voters who want this and who have the ability to tutor? Maybe it's that, or secondly, it could be because we're now encouraging big business, big academies, big business like in America to come in and run schools. Now, I'm for this because they can do a better job. If you run a school as a profit center and you run multiple schools together, you get economies of scale in buying services and equipment, and it does work, and I'm for that. Now, it is possible that these same businesses are starting to think about, we want to build new schools and we want to increase our empire. And of course, they need to fill the schools with pupils, and they're not filled up, and then they're not successful, and they're not profitable. So this is marketing people who are now saying, if we create a grammar school, we're going to have people queuing up to get into this school. It's going to be full. And maybe they're starting to put pressure and lobby governments. If you want us to make more schools, then we will, but you need to do this. Now that I don't know, but I'm getting a sense of feeling that could be the case. So the main point is that grammar schools, on the whole, will benefit more the middle classes and the wealthy. That is a fact. And I don't care that people say that some people from less wealthy families, some children will make it through and good on them, social mobility. That's not good enough. I think we should strive for all schools to be excellent and uniform, and there's exciting times ahead with technology. Technology arguably could transform the way we teach and bring that uniform excellence which we strive for. And so this is basically me, from one conservative to I guess Theresa May, another conservative. Please don't do it. Keep the current plan and no more grammar schools. Thank you.